Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. Meanwhile, three fiends of hell and the sect leader were discussing how to handle the two problem disciples. With second elder and seventh elder behind them and venerable Shi on their side, they had no good excuse to use. But without putting these bastards in their place, how could the elite selection from the labor office could go on? While they were racking their brains, Kuei Gang stepped in with Zhuo Fan's invitation. The four were dumbstruck for a second there. What apology? What is he up to? We've been on his side all this time and yet he is wimping out, going for some apology banquet? Fiend Yang asked. Fiendine ventured, is he trying to appease both sides? It still doesn't mean you have to be so meek. He'll turn into a joke for the inner sect, slapping the table, Fiend Yang said. I thought he was a genius, only to find him garbage. What good is strength when you can't use it? Xia Wuyue squinted and smiled, I know his style. He must be up to something. He'll hold an apology banquet for your sake. Just let him have it and play along. And he wants to do is give demonic treasures. Oh, and don't forget about my share. Take along the second elder and seventh elder as well. Since it's an apology banquet, we can't have the party's grandpas missing now, do we? The three fiends were stumped at his laughter, with Fiend Yang saying, what's with you? Do you really want to ease the tension? How are we supposed to handle those brats after this? Handle what when amends are made? Now leave this matter be. I'm just curious how the kid is going to end it. Hope I won't have to step in. Xia Wuyue's eyes flashed. A secluded valley was shocked awake from its peaceful mood as an endless line of people went in carrying large trays filled with exotic dishes made of exquisite beasts like a work of art. Well sure, cultivators were above the secular world, overcoming the human condition and its limitations, but they still had manners. Like joining friends and kin alike for a joyous or saddening occasion. They'd find joy within the joy, and fight sadness with closeness. Yet the people coming and going with trays wore depressed looks and plain clothes, thinking the feast would blow up. Guai Hu, Kuei Lang, Tai Ying and Yu Ling sat glum at the first table, with such a scary look even the waiters avoided them. Lest their oppressive aura stiffened them or scared them to the core. Crack. Kuei Lang punched the table, for God's sakes, has Steward Zhuo lost it? They're the ones in the wrong yet we're making amends? This is outrageous. No matter how much compromise I've made in my life, I'd never stoop so low. Yu Ling huffed. Tai Ying shook his head, why are you here then? Get off your ass and scram. And how exactly can we do that when it's Steward Zhuo's feast? We have to show our respect for all he's done for us. Kuei Lang grumbled under his breath, then swore, I'm damn curious though, why are you here? You're both big shot outer and inner disciples. I can't believe you're taking it so well with your styles. Those two have those elders behind them and we can't even touch them and now we're even saying sorry. Are you that eager to shame yourself? Tai Ying squinted and restrained his anger, I'm here for Steward Zhuo as well. Qi Feng's last strike left my core on the verge of being crushed and I would have become a waste. It's with Steward Zhuo's help that I made a recovery and even entered the radiant stage. This is the least I can do. The heaven-reaching pill? Kuei Lang gasped, such a mystical pill, it saved my son and Yu Ling's sister like nothing. Steward Zhuo is divine to save the forsaken. I don't think there's any elder or venerable in the sect capable of what he has done. Yet today. Kuei Lang shook his head in sadness, following with, Senior brother Guai Hu, why are you here then? Zhuo Fan said I can follow him anywhere, so listening to him is basic. Guai Hu spoke unconcerned. The others smiled. They'd gotten to know each other after so many days hanging around, each having their own reasons for sticking with Zhuo Fan. Kuei Lang and Yu Ling did it to return the favor and in no small part because they felt he had the better offer for a brighter future. Dad, keep it together, those guys are coming in. Besides the elders and venerables, there are also outer and inner disciples. You all need to get a hold of yourself and not fall for their taunts. Kuei Gang and you came over with a sullen look and a warning. Kuei Lang squinted and snapped, "This is too damn much. Those old coots must've called them to make us look bad. That's the least of our problems. They're surely up to something vile, to shame us and force our hand. They're looking for any excuse to get rid of us. Like how they sent those two elites for us." Yu Ling warned with a glint in her eyes, "Gang is right. We must keep calm." Kuei Lang snorted in anger and sat back down while the other two nodded. Venerable Bai watched the four of them with a sigh as he said to Venerable Qi, "What's the point of all this?" Zhuo Fan pulled the carpet from under the inner sect with a well-placed trick, attracting the disciples with heaps of resources. But now, the other side has used disciples to crush the labor office's dignity. And holding a feast now will only make it worse for them. Sect leader said Zhuo Fan is a mastermind, so why would he make this dumb move? I'd have clobbered him by now if not for sect leader's order. Seeing the obvious smugness on the oldies filling in at their expense and the glum labor office's oldies, Venerable Qi couldn't tell if he had made the right choice or not. In a quaint pavilion, a girl was pacing around bored and kicked the water when the boredom got the best of her. It was none other than one of the culprits that had wrecked the labor office, Pang Yujuan. Fiend Yang chewed her out the instant he got back, though he couldn't do much else, not with a good excuse in place and the elders on their backs. A mere slap on the wrist. The fiends didn't want a blowout and refrained from being harsher, only putting them on house arrest. In Yujuan's case, she was so bored that she had nothing better to do than to kick water. Junior sister Yujuan is so refined and elegant as she plays in the water. Yujuan paused mid-kick and mocked, "What else is there to do? While I am stuck at home for so long, it's either this or go stir crazy." With a snicker, Qi Feng walked over and whispered in her ear. She perked up in an instant, "You really brought your grandpa's halberd?" "Grandpa gave it to me. He figured the three old coots will do something like this and gave me the 7th grade demonic treasure. And this heaven piercer can crush any barrier. The old coots might have set one up around the elite area, but we can now just walk out of it." Qi Feng raised a smug eyebrow. Yujuan was giddy, jumping all over, "What are we waiting for? Let's blow this barrier open and go have some real fun." "Hey, junior sister, I'm not done talking yet. Why the rush?" Qi Feng cut her enthusiasm by holding her back as his eyes glinted. He laughed at her perplexity, "Junior sister, we're not out on a stroll. Grandpa gave me the heaven piercer and a mission. It's not just to get out of this boredom, but to do something as well." "What? Tell me." "You know we're like two peas in a pod, your problem is my problem." She hit her chest with pride. Qi Feng nodded and smiled, "Nothing hard, just go wilder this time. Do you know why the old coots have gotten us stuck here, or why they've forbidden elites from leaving the area?" "Why?" Batting her big eyes, Yujuan asked, engrossed. Qi Feng grinned, "You wouldn't believe even if I told you. After we messed up the labor office, they are now holding an apology banquet. Our two grandpas and the old coots represent us in accepting the apology. If we go as well, we'd be sure to humiliate and taunt them until they can't hold it in. That will give our grandpas the excuse to crush the labor office. But the old coots want to avoid it at all costs." "Really?" Yujuan laughed after a moment, "Who the hell is that spineless elder or venerable running labor office anyway? He got smacked around the first time and now he turns the other cheek forward. There's no way such a guy can match the intersex venerables and elders employs, hi. Qi Feng nodded, "I heard the one leading the labor office is just a disciple. No elder or venerable would just bend a knee like this. And the guy is even sect leader's aide, forcing the others to listen to him. But I bet that after this stunt, none of them will ever give him any attention." "Aide? Hi, he only cares about elites yet he trusted this important task to someone out of his circle? No way a disciple can match the elders and venerables, and now look at him, bowing down to apologize." Yujuan giggled with a naughty glint in her eyes. Then she grabbed Qi Feng and ran outside, "What are we waiting for? We have a job to do. I'm dying to see which cowardly disciple thought himself so high and mighty and now is about to get a beating." Qi Feng smiled along, "A fool without a doubt. He must have got sect leader's favor to lead this job and now he's in a sorry state from botching the job. All he can do is give up. Yuchuan giggled as the two went for the barrier. Whoosh. Just then, a white ribbon shot for their heads. They panicked and barely dodged it.